I'm from Milwaukee, the home of the Milwaukee Bucks, defending NBA champions. I don't know if you guys are familiar. Born and raised in Milwaukee, I've been here since 2017, and so St. Louis has kind of become like my second home. And from STLFC to Ambush to Gallagher, kind of trying to ingrain myself in the soccer community a little bit. I see some similarities between Milwaukee and St. Louis. They're both, cities on the rise, and they have a lot of like culture and tradition and like big sports towns and a lot of good restaurants. So St. Louis is kind of like a soccer city. We can go from SLU to Gallagher to all those clubs, the Steamers back in the day, the Ambush back in the day, and they bred some great players like Mark Moser and Jamie Swanner, Preki, who was my coach at STLFC. Coming here, I was like, okay, like how do we right the ship? And like slowly we've been seeing the progression, and now we're in the playoffs for the second year in a row, and that's a credit to not just myself, obviously, but like a lot of Jeff brought in a lot of good players. He did well bringing in players, and the organization as a whole, we just kind of raised the standard year by year, and like now we're at a point where some guys have we've taken it and ran with it. We have a great group of guys, you know what I mean, and I think as long as we hold ourselves to a high standard, I think there's no ceiling really. So actually my little sisters, they kind of inspire me, and like my mother, obviously, looking back on my childhood is always kind of like easy to be inspired, just because she raised 4 kids pretty much by herself with the help of our family members and stuff. So it's like she can do that. It's it's like nothing's that tough. I always looked up to my coaches so much, not just in the sport, but kind of a little bit as father figures, just because I didn't have that on a day-to-day basis. So I kind of feel inclined to be a good coach, and because I know the impact that some of these coaches had on my life at a young age, and even to this day, I still talk to some of them to this day. So it's like, when you combine that with some of the experiences I had playing for 17 pro seasons, it's like I'm in a great position to help. People that have believed in me kind of along the way and supported me, I kind of feel obligated to them to kind of give my best.